to Thankful Thursday, and I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I have a lot of technical problems. So, Joanne, I hope you're getting on today because boy, did I have technical problems, and I still don't know if it's working. Let's see. This is always an exciting Thankful Thursday. I do this only a couple times a year where I'm showing new products. So, Joanne, my problem is the interface. I can either see the chat or I can see everything else, but I can't see both. And I can't get the chat not to be full screen. And so I need you to text me what they're saying if I miss something. Okay, so let me go and get Instagram going just because it is a nightmare interface with OES here. I have to stream through a streaming platform because, let me see, let Instagram go live. Okay, so I can get to multiple channels like YouTube and Facebook. I'm completely dependent on this streaming software working. So if I reset my see, I went back to the interface after starting Instagram, and I can see you guys, but I totally can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to shut down the chat to get everything else working. So, oh, this is such a nightmare. I've been trying to do it. Yeah, you can see me, but either I see the chat or I see nothing else. So while I'm live streaming, let me reset the interface. And now I can't see anything in the chat. I can't see anything you're saying. So Joanne, I am completely dependent on you texting me. Let me see if I can get it. Because either I can see the chat or I can see what I'm doing. And I can't see both because it won't take the chat out of full screen mode. Let me just let me see if I can get the chat working here so at least I can come in and see it on an alternate screen. Okay, you guys, I'm so glad you're here. This is kind of special. You guys know normally on Thankful Thursdays, I give you a quilting lesson, right? And it's usually on a beautiful Bernina Q16, although I give tips, etc. Right now I'm going to go to the chat so I can see what you're saying because this is driving me absolutely nuts. So usually I give you tips, but I just got back from my biggest show of the year, which is Bernina University, and this year it was at Salt Lake. So the reason why I'm discombobulated is I stayed for Nuttall's grand opening, and when I stayed, I took a red eye home yesterday, right? So still haven't even unpacked my BU stuff. I'm going to unpack it during the live stream so you guys can see stuff. I also loaded into my software some pictures this morning of the various pieces. So a lot of what you're going to see today is not available yet. It's not available till the fall. Like I'm going to show you my new fabric collection. I'm going to show you new patterns. All that stuff isn't available because this is an industry show. The Bernina University is where mostly American, but sometimes we have international Bernina dealers go to see what's coming up. So like this year, they saw the new 7 Pro machines and the new 3 Series machines. I'm going to try to bring this chat to get up again. And because it's driving me, normally I can see myself, so I know what I'm showing you. And then I can see you guys. And this today, it is just a nightmare. Restream has completely decided to do something completely different. Let's see. I wish I could get this smaller so I could see it while I see you guys, and I can't seem to do it. Okay. Joanne said, since we can't see the chat, we can talk about her. The problem is I can see the chat or I can see myself. I can't see both. So I'm going to keep it on the chat while I talk, and then I'm going to have to turn it so I can't see the chat. So I can show you guys things so I know that I'm in camera, right? So I'm going to have to spend hours on the phone with technical support about this. Okay, so I went to the show. I showed all my new things. Some of the new things, but not many, are on the website. The new rulers are on the website. So I'm going to show you pictures of my booth, etc. The new rulers are shipping now. I'll tell you guys a secret. There's one of the rulers I have not written the instructions for. I have to do that today and tomorrow. So if you, I know like Keisha ordered them. She was the first to order them. She found them on the website last night when I was posting them. She's in North Carolina or South Carolina, so she may get them overnight. By tomorrow night, I should have them done. It's the kind of the last thing that I still need to do is write the instructions for that. So I'm going to show you guys the new rulers. I'm going to show you the new fabrics. I'm going to show you the new quilts. But lots of things that I show you won't be available till the fall. Okay, so I'm going to turn off this dock. This dock is going to drive me crazy. I don't know why. There must be a way to reset this. The problem is when I go up to the top of the dock for the chat and I try to move it, it of course pops up the full OBS thing, and that's not what I want. Ugh, it's just such a pain. I would love to be able to see both. It really screws me up that I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to just reset. I apologize, you guys. I spent like half an hour trying to get this working before this started, and it's just driving me crazy. Okay, so Joanne, I just turned it so I can see what I'm showing them. I can't see a thing. So if you can text me comments, hopefully they'll pop up on my screen and I can answer the comments. Ugh, I hate technology. Okay, you guys. First order of business before I start showing the new stuff, I usually tell you guys where I'm going to be, etc., and how you can get a rebate card for Bernina. So the big new Bernina things at Bernina University were the 7 series, now has a series of pro machines, which means you can use BQM files and you have that lovely laser light. And so that's been brought down through the 7 series from the 9. And then there's the cutest little 3 series. And I know I need to do a machine cover for the 3 series. I had so many dealers ask, and I will be doing that as time goes on. But there were lots of cute little um, uh, things that I want to make. So if you are influenced to buy a Bernina, whether it's a long arm, a serger, a domestic machine, software, full software, if you're buying a machine over $1,000, which is almost any machine, then I can send you a rebate card. But you guys know you got to contact me before you buy. Either use the contact form on my website, which goes to my email, or email me at amanda@amandamurphydesign.com. This is US only because it's paid for by Bernina of America. But you have to contact me before you buy because I can't backdate cards. Same thing for Laura Star systems over $799. I can give you a rebate for $50, but you must contact me before you buy, okay? Including their great steamer, because I'm going to steam my luggage after this trip because, it gets dirty in the airport. Okay. Next up, where I will be teaching in a few weeks, I'm going to Hudson Sewing Studio, or a sewing studio in Hudson, Illinois. That's a full event. So is Pine Needles. I think we still have some spots at in North Carolina at the end of April. August, your other AMeth, for Sewing with the Stars. That's in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we're going to do edge-to-edge quilting there in the hoop and on the hoop frame, and with the Q-matic on a regular frame. So that's going to be really exciting. And I'm just going to get up my dates so I don't quote it wrong. That is August 22nd through 24th. Then I will be in Alaska at Rain Tree Quilting in Juneau, September 4th through 6th. I'll be at Seems Like Home, also in Alaska, in Anchorage, September 11th through 13th. Those are not mega events. There are 3-day events where we do different things each day. I will be at Mel's Sewing, which is in Anaheim, California, September 29th through October 1st. I will be at Quilt Market and Festival. A lot of my festival classes are full, but they have wait lists. So I know 2 of them are completely full with a wait list. The Trapunto class is full, but 0 people on the wait list. So you have a pretty good chance of getting in there if you sign up for my Trapunto class at Quilt Festival. And there's still some spots in this class. This is probably the last time I'll teach this class. This is And I'm going to bring up, hold on, I'm going to bring up what day this actually is. I don't want a new note. I want my notes. Okay. The Blossom panel. This is the Saturday class at Quilt Festival. I've taught this a number of times. And this is probably the last time I'm teaching it. So if you want to learn to custom quilt this panel, there's no guide. I don't sell a guide to this because we use a ton of different rulers on it. Sign up with me at Quilt Festival because it's probably the last, I'm running out of panels. So it's probably the last time I will teach that class. Okay. Let's see. I have a couple events after that this year. They have not been announced yet. Let's see. Okay. So I made notes for myself so I wouldn't forget everything after getting off that red eye. So, okay. I want to search for that. I want to say I made a little, don't forget on Thankful Thursday. Ambassador cards. I told you guys about the 3 series. I told you where I'm teaching. I have a 4th of July sale. So deal with the sale. I think I've told you guys I'm going to stop stocking fabric other than ruler panels because I can never guess what you guys want. I always sell out of some things immediately. I end up with extra things, but also I just don't have time to cut kits anymore. I have a few new business ventures for this next year, and it just takes forever. So I put older kits that I still have, not the newer collections, but like the ones, Flora and Fauna, all that. They are on a huge sale this weekend. 30% off. Some of you have already found them. It's only while supplies last. There are a few that I have 5 or 6 of, but there's a few I have 1 or 2 of. Okay, so the 4th of July sale is basically on kits. You can check out my website for that. So the kits I'm showing, or it's not what I'm showing today. It's other things on the 4th of July sale. So check that out through the weekend, again, while supplies last. So you might see an item and not see it a few days later. I take it down as I sell out of whatever I have. Okay, Joanne, still, I have my, let's see, I'm going to put my messages up on the screen so I can see. Okay. Oh, she's like, problems are I'm not getting the broadcast. You weren't getting the broadcast because I was trying to get the chat to work and I couldn't get it to work. Okay, so I told you about that. There are 2 new, actually, let's do rulers first. Okay, new rulers. So I have 2 new ruler sets, and the first one is 1 ruler, okay? It's called the multi-tool. And the idea here is Brewer asked me to design something with multiple curves and a straight line on 1 tool. So here you have a curve that's based on a 1-inch circle, so you can do pebbles, etc. Here you have a curve based on a 2-inch circle. This rounded end is based on a 4-inch circle. And this is based on a 6-inch circle, this internal curve. So what that means is you have a bunch of different curves on 1 tool, really useful for different size blocks. And so we called it the multi-tool because the idea is it's almost like a pocket knife with lots of attachments, right? You have a lot of different things. It's a really nice size for like sit down or frame quilting. And this comes in long arm thickness, 6mm, and low shank. I'm not stocking the low shank one, but you might be able to order that through a dealer. So this is used for all the basic types of quilting. The instructions are already on my site. I have a bunch of them. They are shipping now. And along with that, I did a new whole cloth pattern. So the whole cloth pattern, and I'm still in my gym clothes from this morning, right? This is the whole cloth pattern. You can make a whole cloth quilt with it. It's the 5th in a series. The first ones, it used every angle, then the second used every curve, the third used every circle, and the 4th used every oval. So this uses the multi-tool. So there's a whole cloth pattern. You can find this. You can either order it through your local dealer, and Bernina dealers usually have my stuff, or you can order it on my website, and you would find it under whole cloth patterns. Okay, so that's the last category. This you find under quilting templates. Again, you can order it through your dealer or you can get it on my website, either one. Know where you can't get it? Amazon, because I shut that down with my trademark because I can't stand Amazon. Because it's going to put the shops out of business if we're not careful. Okay, I'm not going to get on that tangent today. The second set of templates was brand new at BU. So I came out with a multi-tool at H&H. I just didn't post it on my site because I didn't have time before Bernina University. This is called Apples and Oranges. And this is the one I have to write the instructions for tonight and tomorrow. So there are 3 different sizes of apples and oranges, 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, right? So it's all over pattern. And you either do apple cores or oranges. So at BU, I had a little quilt that I hung up that, I basically used the template to do. So this is the type of overall pattern that you create with apples and oranges. And basically, you mark a grid on your quilt with chalk, and then the dashed lines on the tool line up on the grid lines, and you work the apples and oranges in diagonal rows across. You can work them up and down too, but I just think it's cleaner to do diagonal rows when I was quilting it. So I have to write those instructions today. All of this is shipping now, okay? Everything I'm going to show you from now on, well, no, I still have the machine cover that's shipping now. Okay, so let me show you the machine cover. I have so many things out, it's crazy. So this is the B990 machine cover. I have a cover pattern for the 4, 5, 6s and that's 4, 5, 7s, 8s. And but you need the bigger one for the 990. And this is the one I said I want to make a 3 series cover too. So the original one, Joanne's asking, thank you, Joanne. Sorry I made you do this today. Keisha wants to know when she can download instructions for the orange peel. Keisha was the first person probably in the country to order the orange peel. Probably tomorrow night. I say that I want to finish them today, but I might not. So probably tomorrow night. Okay. I haven't started. I haven't finished it. And honestly, I can't remember exactly where I was in the writing. So probably tomorrow night. I don't want to promise tonight because I might not make it. Okay. So this is the older sample of it. It was a cover. Bernina wanted me to come out with it sooner rather than later. So I used old fabric for it. Okay. Just for the back and the sides. There is actually a new machine fabric that is shipping in September. I won't have it, but Bernina dealers will, participating dealers who place their orders. So this is what the fabric looks like. And I will tell you, thank you, Joanne. This was run wrong. You know what? I did the whole drawing. My art director said, put selvage here. Does the mill put the selvage here? No, they rotate it. So I have yardage I'm going to show you that I rejected. The machines actually run the other way in the final product. But do you see how we have a long arm machine here. We have the 9s. There's a little 3 up here. This fabric, which is on kind of an indigo background, again, it ships in September. So if I was making the other version of the cover I have has this fabric, and that cover's on its way from Nuttall's to Sewing Studio, so I don't have it here to show you. But what you could do is piece the front of the cover in the cotton shots, and then wait till September to put it together if you would like to use the new machine fabric. Also with the new machine fabric, we have 3 new Bernina text prints, right? And they ship also in September. A lot of you are familiar with these because I've done these a number of times. They have little bobbins on them, etc. Okay, that's also a September ship and I won't be stocking this. I just have this much to your Bernina dealer. Okay, and if you're at all, you really want it, ask, check in with your dealer and see if they can order it if they haven't already. They may have ordered it. It's not shipping yet. Okay. Every year at Bernina University, I come out with a fabric line, and this year the line was called Moonlight Sonata. Moonlight Sonata. That was a working name of it. Moonlight Serenade. Okay, it's a blue and white collection. It ships in October. The patterns ship in October. None of these patterns, with the exception of the ones that are already out in other lines, are available yet. I will have the patterns on my website. Bernina dealers will have the patterns, and I'm sure there will be dealers who are choosing to do kits. I don't know who. We're really early out. One of the things that's changed in this industry is now everyone learns everything all at once, the customers and the dealers. And so it's not it's not like Amazon, you guys. It's not like that when I announce it, I show it to you guys because you guys are going to find it out anyway, and you may as well hear it from me. But the product isn't even over in the United States yet. All this stuff that you see, um, I sewed from what's called air yardage. So they ship in an airplane to me some of the yardage, the rest comes on the boat. So this is way, way early. It hasn't been bolted. I've written the patterns, but I haven't proofed the patterns, etc. So none of it is available now, unless I say there's an exception, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to start off with whatever is on the top. Marissa Brewer, thank you very much for packing my booth because I was teaching at the time it was packed. So I'm not really sure what the order is. We're just going to go through. Okay. This is really informal. I haven't even taken my shower from the gym yet, but at least you guys will see what it is. Okay. So, first up, well, you know that I have a new book shipping, right? The free motion quilting workbook. I actually have a class in festival. It is sold out, but you can get on the wait list for free motion quilting with that book. Okay, next, mini twirl. You know what? I could take out the pins as I do this. We have pins everywhere. Mini twirl is half the size of the original twirl. Okay? This is a foundation pieced pattern, which means each wedge is a separate foundation. I have a video of how I do this in the full size twirl. I probably won't make a separate video for this one because it's the exact same thing. I highly recommend this is gonna blow your mind, Joanne. You know how I hate starching fabric. I would recommend starching fabric on this because the pieces are smaller. So basically you stitch one wedge at a time on a foundation paper, stitch, flip, all the way out. You have a little curved seam at the top, and it's a big applique, okay? Twirl has been super popular. There is piped binding in the margins, okay? So this is mini twirl, the first of the new patterns. I'm going to show you the next thing later. Let's see what's next. Okay, this is my new ruler panel. There will be a guide that goes with it. Okay, I'm going to show you something else soon with the ruler panel. But this is my new ruler panel. It uses my every oval rulers coming out at the same time. Okay, I'm going to find, I'll wait till I uncover both of them. See, oh, Marissa put on belts. I didn't even know I had belts. That's funny. The suitcase is 12 years old. Okay, let's see what this is. This is the sampler quilt for this collection. So if you guys love to piece, this is Blueberry Hill. I don't know if you guys can see the basket of blueberries. See, I should be taller, right? It's a sampler quilt in the blues and whites with a little bit of the cotton shot greens. Whoops, I'm flashing you there. That's not good. Okay, so it's a very traditional quilt for you guys who like piecing. Okay. I don't know how this got down. Oh, that came from over there. Okay, so next, this was the hit of the show. This is applique in the hoop, and I called it Adal Vice because it's a white flower. I didn't realize it's the Swiss national flower. So the big blocks, if you own a 990, it's one hooping. If you own a 7 series, it's 2 hoopings. If you own a 5 series, it's 5 hoopings for the big block. The little blocks fit in the oval hoop on any machine. And actually, for the small blocks, I also include a file where you can get 2 blocks per hooping if you have a maxi hoop. So definitely this is the thing that made an impression. I thought this was going to take just a little bit of time, and it took a lot longer. I made a little table runner version. I'm not sure it made it back. Um, it may have ended up in the brewer stuff after the show. So actually, these got a little crushed. Okay. Do you guys remember the ruler panel I showed you? These are they got crushed in the suitcase, two panel bags I made. So you can take any of my panels with this bag pattern. Get it back fluffy again, okay? And basically, do you see how that's from the outside of the panel? The zipper binding is from the outside of the panel. You cut off strips from the outside of the panel to make the binding for these bags. And they're not lined, the seams are bound. So you can see the ruler work here, and then the seams themselves are bound with those strips that you cut off the panel. So after you cut off the strips, you do the whole panel. Now, the nice thing about this pattern is it can be used for any of my ruler panels because they're all the same size. So I'm actually going to make more of this. Joanne, I complained a lot while I was making the bags, didn't I? Because I'm not really a bag maker. I don't love making bags, but a lot of you guys like making bags. And I made this with Annie Soft and Stable. So it's fancy because I did the ruler work through the Soft and Stable. Okay. So again, this fall. Okay. I have to remember to email Marissa about some of these things. So now, this is called Back to Basics, and I think I have two of these in here. I think you're going to see one later. Joanne pieced one of them for me. This is the one I pieced. It's custom quilted. It is literally a beginner quilt. There are 5 different blocks, right? And they're the blocks you commonly learn to make first. So it's half square triangles, triangles in a square, quarter square triangles, a log cabin, and a 9 patch. And you learn to make the blocks. They're really big. They're 12 by 6 inches. And it doesn't look like a beginner pattern because it's an unusual layout, but it is. And this is a little booklet that will be available in the fall. So Back to Basics is what's that's called. This is me quilting the patterns from my book. So that's a class I'm doing. This is another edge. Oh, good, Marissa. So isn't this sweet? This is Adal Vice. These are a few blocks from Adal Vice. I was hoping Marissa got that, and she did. She's excellent. She does my product procurement at Brewer. Okay, these are new edge-to-edge designs with OESD. They're very modern. I kind of went with the mid-century modern feel. You see the chairs and the TVs. Now, these are just some of the things I drew for them this year. There's more coming out later in the year. So these are edge-to-edge designs, BQM files. If you guys have Sampler Spree, these are not coming out as domestic files. They are BQM files. So you have to go to the long arm site with OESD to get these files. Okay. So that's just the ones that have come out already, the edge-to-edge designs. I see on this quilt, this is Fat Quarter Flow, which you guys know has been out for a while. It's a pattern where you stack 25 fat quarters, either light to dark or warm to cool, and you cut them into rectangles. You take one off the top of the first file, 2 off the top of the second, etc. So because you've stacked them in a certain order, the first block's the lightest, and the last block's the darkest or the warmest, coolest. And so you get a flow of color across the quilt. What I wanted to show you was this edge to edge. It's coming out later this year. I don't know the item number for it will come out with OESD, but I'm holding this sideways. Do you see how there's a flow of cover? Ooh! A flow of color up and down the quilt. I'm just going to hold it different directions so you guys see. So I stacked the blues in color order, right? Let's see. This is one, I think we're getting to your quilts, Joanne. So Joanne made this for me with the machine print. Am I holding it right side up? Yes, this is Make It 8. This is a pattern I've had for a long time. It's a great seller because basically you take a yard of a feature print, like the machine print here, and you take fat quarters of 8 other fabrics, and it makes this quilt. It's super easy, right? And you see that mid-century modern chair motif. So Joanne used one of my newer edge to edge for this, and it's a mixture of the cotton shot and the text prints. So this is Make It Eight. I probably will redo this pattern again for the 47th time, my next collection, because I mean, you could still do it in the collection it's in, but it's time for a redo on that. Let's see. I can't remember what this is. So this is the other version of Back to Basics. This is the other one Joanne did. I'm holding it upside down because I can see the tulip edge to edge that I asked her to put on it is upside down. But, and Joanne will tell you, this is a really fast quilt because those blocks are big. But I wanted to have a beginner quilt. You know, if I'm gonna have a quilt like Adal Vice come out. Vice, it's not that it's hard. It just takes a lot of time to do all those hoopings. There's some people who don't like applique. And I should say I include machine files for the hoopings. I did cut them on a digital fabric cutter, a Cricut Maker, those appliques, but I include the machine files and the SVG files so you guys can do it however you want. I also include the templates if you want to do traditional fusible applique. Okay, I think we're getting to the very bottom of this. Okay. Joanne's asking me, when is the bag pattern available? This fall. I'm hoping September, but it might be October. Okay. But I'm hoping for September. In September, I'm gone a lot. If you looked at my teaching schedule, I'm barely home. So yes, it intimidates me. Oh, and before we go, remind me to tell you about future Thankful Thursday dates. So this is my serger pattern called Interweave. Pam Massey actually made it for me. She made a deal with me. If she made two, I would quilt two. So I wrote this, but she made it. Super easy. You take a yard of fabric. It may not be a yard. You take a base fabric that's used in the center. You cut it into strips and you do cover and change across the strips. And then you strip piece the rest of the things onto the quilt. So super, super easy. I think she did two in a day and a half, but she's Pam and she's magic. So she's the Bernina searcher person. So this is fun. I can't wait to make a colored one later in the year with another line I have, and use colored threads. So let me go back. Here, I didn't show you this because I was waiting to show you Adal Vice. I did this Adal Vice, and I can bring it up close to you. I made a pillow because I used the wrong thread. I used perfect quilting thread for all the quilting, obviously, but also for the applique on this quilt. So now, let me see if I bring up the chat again. When I bring up the chat, I can't see myself. Oh, my hair's crazy. So let me bring up the chat. I won't be able to see myself, but let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. The bag pattern is not available now. Yes, the Adal Vice pattern will be in the fall. New edge to edge are probably are they available for the 7 series, the 7 Pros? The new edge to edge. Okay, so let me talk about this. It used to be OESD is splitting their business, long arm and domestic files, and it used to be that all my patterns were available in each, but it's going to split more. So all of my edge to edge patterns will be available in BQM and all long arm formats. Only a few will be available domestically. We are not putting them in spree. We are separating them out. Some people are using spree and converting them, and they're not very clean when they're converted. But basically, the long arm files are going to be long arm. What are the festival dates? Let me look at that because I don't remember. It's something through October 12th. October 8th through 12th are the festival dates. The class that I know still had a few spots was the Saturday class with the Blossom panel. A lot of the others you're going to have to get onto the wait list for. And that's one of the only places I'm teaching, other than Alaska, I'm teaching an all-day class because pretty much I'm doing mega events, where you do a little bit with me, a little bit with Pam or Connie or Joanne or whoever is working the mega event with me. At mega events, you do a little bit of everything. Will I be at QuiltCon? Maybe. I haven't decided yet. Okay. Let's see. We need to do final edits. Yeah, Joanne's right. I never have them ready to release right when I get back. But the fabrics aren't even shipping yet. Thank you. You really like all the quilts. Let's see. Uh, I'm looking up and seeing if I missed anything. Loved seeing you guys at the grand opening this week. Okay, so let me talk about scheduling. I have to figure out this chat thing because it's driving me crazy. So scheduling next Thankful Thursday. I'm going to do one next week. Oh gosh, I totally forgot something. Okay, hold on. Oh, the chat. View. Reset. Right? Reset user interface. Okay. You guys, I forgot to show you some things. This thing here, this was my booth. Just so you can see the overall of the booth. I did post a tour of my booth on my Facebook page, so you should see that. Okay. So that was the booth. This is the bag, just so you could see a close-up, and Adal Vice close-up. Okay. And then this. This is 2 panels. Moonlight Serenade has 10 SKUs plus 3 panels. One was the ruler panel, right? This is the other 2 panels. They are made to teach custom quilting, whether you're on a 7 or a 9 or a Q series. So this is a brand new offering. This basically, I'm going to shoot video that will be that you can buy, and you can buy the program. You buy it as a kit. You get a panel. You get, and this is US only to start, and I'll explain why in a minute. You get a panel, you get the thread, and you get video access. And you can buy through your American participating Bernina dealers or through me. So, and I always say support your dealers if you have one. So the deal with this is it teaches you how to place these custom motifs on the 7s, the 9s, and on the Q-matic. You can watch all the videos, or you can just watch the ones that are appropriate for your machine. So yes, you can get a rebate if you're just getting a hoop frame because it's a serialized product. But again, you guys, Joanne just asked me about the hoop frame comment. You have to contact me before you put any money down. I have to have that contact in email form. Don't contact me over Facebook. I cannot give rebate cards over Facebook. It must be an email. Okay? Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. I'm teaching you how to place custom quilting motifs on these machines. So it's like video lessons. It's being filmed by OESD. I'm filming it the week of the 14th to 18th. I have to write the script fully, like I've done the outline and everything. I have to write it in full for the camera people by Monday, so they have time to go over it. So this is something you can buy and you get the video access to. I know you guys, particularly from Australia, are going to be all over this. Like, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? If you are a Bernina dealer from another country other than the US, you can't. We have not figured out the distribution yet, but contact OESD if you are interested. So, Bernina of Australia, I'm talking to you, and maybe Bernina of New Zealand. If you guys are interested in offering this through your dealers, contact OESD, because we are distributing, and customers, of course, can buy, but because we need to distribute this through our various sites, um, they have to talk to you on a case by case basis so we can figure it out. I am sure once we film this first class, other video classes will be smoother because we'll have those distribution systems in place. But if you are interested and you have a bunch of dealers who are interested, contact OESD. Okay, so Bernina dealers, if you're in Europe or something, contact OESD. So this is going to start in the US, and if there's interest, it will expand, but we have to see how that works. So let me bring up that chat again, have it take over my screen. Okay. I need to make a red cape. Thank you. Looking forward to these videos in your program. Yeah. Oh, Joanne said, I look forward to piecing this, the interweave pattern. It's super fast. Super, super, super fast. If you have a Q sit down, will you be able to do the Moonlight Serenade panel? You could quilt it, but this is uh, the education is to place digital files. So it would be for the 7s and 9s, you'd place them in the hoop. For the Q series, you'd place it with the Q-matic. So the sit down has no automation, so you could just quilt it yourself, but you're not going to really get the education that was intended out of it because this is about digital hoop placement methods. Okay. Barbara, I'm assuming Barbara's asking, will it work on my 830? Yes, because it's big enough. We're going to include, so this Moonlight Serenade panel that I don't have here because it went back to OESD, the one I showed you pictures for, right, with the cream and the blue. The limitation is that you have to have a maxi hoop. So yes, it could work on the 8s because we're including EXP files as well as BQM files. But no, it wouldn't work on a 5 because the hoop size isn't big enough. So that is the line on the 8s. You have to be able to accommodate a maxi hoop or above. Let's see. Yeah, it should be fun with and we'll see. We want to do more of these. But we got to get the first under our belts. I have lots of other things I could do. So yeah, so it should be fun. So a lot of dealers were interested in it. They may be offering little groups you can meet at the dealership too, but everything you need will be in the videos. So once I know release dates, like I know more specifically, I know it's this fall, but I don't know exactly when OESD will do the video. I'll tell you guys more about it. So they're doing the editing, I'm doing the writing and the filming. And so because of that, the 3rd Thursday of the month, I'm going to be at OESD filming, and the 4th Thursday, I'm going to be at Sewing Studio. So we will do a Thankful Thursday, and I'll probably quilt with the new rulers next time. So this coming Thursday. What would that be? We're the 3rd, so it's going to be the 10th. So we will do a Thankful Thursday on the 10th. When we don't normally do it, but then we won't do it the next 2 Thursdays. Okay. So anyway, as these patterns come out, I will definitely tell you. Thank you for Moonlight Serenade sometime this fall. OESD is not being more specific on that until they finish the video editing. I know they want it sooner rather than later, but it will be this fall. And Moonlight, Joanne's asking me when the fabric line will ship. The fabric line ships in October. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. I want to make sure I got everything. Yeah. So they're 2 different things. There's the fabric line Moonlight Serenade. It ships in October. The program, the Moonlight Serenade Masterclass, the one with the panel, that's sometimes this fall. I don't know exactly when yet, okay? But the fabric line ships in October, okay? Okay, I think that I answered everything. I will tell you guys when I have more information about that. Next time we will be quilting. I'll have to clean up this mess Thank you for your patience and bearing with me with my stupid interface here where it won't let me see the chat while I'm also seeing myself. And I appreciate you. So, as I said, if you're interested in rulers, you can order them either from your dealer or from my website. If you're interested in the new whole cloth pattern, it is also at dealers or on my website. The 990 pattern is shipping right now, but you got to wait for the fabric to finish it if you want to use the new fabric. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys, I'm going to close this view. I hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you next Thursday when we will quilt.